Hey y'all, it's Angela here again, the Chicken Coop, and it's another thrift store haul I wanted to share with y'all. The other day we got up and my husband said that there was an estate sale that he wanted to go to and wanted to know if I wanted to go with him. Well, of course I wanted to go with him. So we went, and I really didn't find a whole lot at the estate sale as far as like knicky-knacks or anything like that. I did find a few little things, but I hit the mother load. I'm telling y'all, this was awesome. My husband was just like, you go crazy. But, so we get in there, and of course he heads to the shop because there was a lot of tools and things like that he wanted to go look at. Well, I headed into the house. And sure enough, I didn't really find a whole lot of stuff. But heading out, there had been somebody had pulled out a pressure cooker, and there was a pressure cooker still in the box. It had been used, but you could tell it not had been used very often because it still had the plastic over the lid, like they had put the plastic back over the lid inside the box. And I had a friend that's been looking to get a pressure cooker, and she had actually called me from a thrift store here in town that she had found one, but she was kind of unsure about it, and I was glad she did because she said it was wobbly. Like when she put it up on the counter, it was wobbly and did not set flat, and that is not good for your pressure canners, especially for her because she has a flat glass top stove. So when you have that, your pressure canner has to sit on the element, you know, nice and flat on the element, so that the heat and everything is evenly dispersed inside your pressure cooker. That's even on one of the in some of the instruction manuals and stuff is about that. So you know, she didn't get it. She was a little disappointed. So I said, well, I'll be on the lookout for you a pressure cooker. Well, we were kind of out there in the country. I didn't have her number because I didn't take my phone, and my husband didn't have her number. So I called a friend of mine that knows her that texted me her number onto my husband's cell phone. And then I called her and called her and called her, and she never was calling me back. She never was calling me back. And then finally I emailed, I texted her, and then so she finally called me back when we were just about ready to leave this estate sale. And because this pressure cooker was a 23-quart dial gauge, I think it was a Presto pressure cooker, and they wanted $40 for it. We looked it up. That pressure cooker was anywhere from like an $85 to $125 pressure cooker. So pressure canner. So she wanted it. So I snatched that little sucker up for her, and she was tickled pink. So she was glad to get that pressure canner. Okay, so then there was a lady had already bought some jars in boxes, in the, you know, nice boxes that they came in inside, that were inside the garage. Well, there was a couple of little boxes that had just kind of a mix match of jars and everything, and some canning lids and all that kind of stuff in it. And I wanted that, so I put that aside. We could make kind of piles over there and while we were still shopping. And so then my husband come out from the barn, and he said, well, you don't want to go in there. And I said, why? And he said, well, there's tons of boxes of jars in there. And I was like, you're kidding. So he said, no. So I went in there and I looked, and there was probably 5 or 6 boxes of jars. Now they were all mixed match. They were dirty. You know, they've been sitting in this barn forever, no telling how long. So I called the lady over and said, what would you, on these boxes right here, what would be the price for those boxes? And she told me, she said, well, how about $20? No, how about $15? And I'd already paid $5 for some lids and some jars from the other batch inside the house. So when I got home, I mean, we were unloading jars, boxes of jars and boxes of jars, and I got them all cleaned up and washed, and I kept a count of how many jars I got. Y'all are going to die. You're going to die. It's going to be so exciting. Okay, so I got, let's see, 56 quarts, 69 pints, 19 half pints, and 5 1.5 pints. Y'all, that was like, let's see, 100 39 jars for $20, because I paid $15 on that one batch and $5 on the other. So that was a pretty good deal. I was really happy with that. And I got those all washed up and put up, and they're ready to go. So that's wonderful. Then some of the other things I did get in the house, and I was really excited about these couple of little things that I did get. I don't know if y'all noticed in my video that I did on the orange marmalade. I think it was the orange marmalade I did. Was that I had a thermometer out there, a candy thermometer, to look to see if when it got to jelly stage for my jelly. But my thermometer was broke. My grandkids love to play with that, and I think he ended up breaking that. But I did find these two thermometers. I really like this one because it's got a big dial. Let's see if you can see it. It's got a big dial there that you can see, and it's like looking up at you, so you don't have to, like, you know, with the ones like this, you kind of, sometimes it's hard to see because they fog up, and then, you know, you kind of got to pull it out to kind of look at it because it's on the side of it here. So I was really kind of excited about this one. So, and this was made in the USA. It's made in Springfield, Missouri. I don't know about this one. It looks a little bit newer. No, it's actually, well, no, it's made in China. But, so I got these two candy thermometers, $1 a piece. So that was a good deal. I got this. I actually have the bigger version of this that I have, and I like these little pictures like this. So it was a good price. It was only $2, so I couldn't pass it up for $2. But I thought that was so cute. And then, like I told y'all, I had a bag. There was just like a Walmart bag full of lids and rings and everything that she gave me a price for, and she just included it with those jars. She said, oh, just take those with those jars. I'm like, okay, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, no, go ahead, take them. Nobody wants all that. And I'm thinking, you don't really realize what's going on right now out here in the country, because people are wanting jars. Jars are in scarce supply around here, and bands and lids. So I'm going to show y'all this. I put them in here just so I could show them to y'all. I got this dish pan full of all this at that garage sale. Whole box of rings and lids. Multiple boxes, never been opened. Multiple. Just this whole stack. There's some up underneath here you can't see. And then there's a whole stack of these. There was empty boxes, so I could tell these had not been used. Whole stack of good lids. Whole nother big stack of wide mouth that had never been used, and a whole big bucket of rings. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 boxes that had never been opened of lids and rings. So I was so excited. Number one, I'm so excited because I'm about to do a beginner's canning class at our church, and I'm not charging the ladies for that at church. And for one, I've taught lots of different things. When you're a nurse, you teach patients, you teach families, you teach new nurses, you teach. I worked at a hospital that had a residency for family practice doctors, and because where they had the rest of the residency, we were the hospital in town that did the most deliveries of babies, and we had a NICU and all that kind of stuff. So they would come to our hospital to get their pediatrics, to get their obstetrical, all that kind of stuff for family practice doctors. So I'm used to teaching residents. So I've done a lot of teaching over the years, a lot of seminars, that kind of thing. Teaching is, a nurse, people don't realize how much a nurse does of teaching. We teach lots of different people on lots of different spectrums of age levels. We do hands-on learning of things because we have to teach skills. We have to do that kind of stuff. So teaching is just secondary to nursing. So the teaching didn't bother me. It's just I've never taught this class before. But I'm teaching a class at our church for canning. I'm doing a beginner's canning class. And I'm not charging the ladies or anything. For one, they're my guinea pigs for my first class of trying to teach someone how to can. And then I may, in my retirement years, because so many people want to learn to can, I may do some beginner canning classes. And our church has a really nice facility for in our kitchen. It's kind of a dated kitchen, but it's a really nice working setup kitchen. We have new stoves and new refrigerators, but you know, our cabinets are kind of older and everything, but it's really nice. We have two stoves, two refrigerators, two sinks, big huge long island down the middle. It's real handy, it's real workable, and lots of people can get in there at one time and work and not feel cramped. It's a big nice kitchen. So I've talked to our pastor, and he was agreed that I could use that building for that purpose. So I'm excited. So my first canning class is this weekend. Yay! So anyways, I wanted to, with getting these jars and everything at a nice price when I do the canning class, and I think I've decided on doing a beef stew. I'm going to teach them how to do a beef stew, can that. It'll kind of show them how to do a meat. It'll show them how to do a vegetable, long canning processes, and then while it's canning, I'll work on going over the kind of the ins and outs of canning for safe handling. And of course, I've referenced the Ball Blue Book of Canning, and then also the National Canning Processing something. I don't know. There's some website for that. So I've cited that, and I looked up all that because I've kind of created a little pamphlet. So I've looked all that up, because I want to give them good, correct information. So that is this weekend. So when they come to the canning class, we're going to can, and they'll get to take home the jar of beef stew that they canned. And so, and I'll provide all the supplies and everything for them. So I thought that would also be a good deal. Yes, canning takes a lot of time and energy, and it can be a long day, but also the reward is when you have that prepared food. It's just like a can that you would buy, something that you would buy at any store. It's prepared. All you have to do is heat it up, but it is so much better because it doesn't have all that preservative and everything in it. It doesn't have all that extra sugar, doesn't have all that extra salt and all those chemicals that you can't name. So that's the one thing about canning. People think they think it's going to be expensive, and it can be expensive, but just like that my friend, I got her a canner for $40, and I know that can be, even $40 can be expensive, but like I got I had one of my friends that had several canners that and so she gifted me I had a canner, but it was a small canner. That's what I started out with, and she gifted me she gifted me 3 canners. One's a double stack canner, and then I got 2 bigger canners than my little can. I think my little canner only would hold like 5 jars when I started, but this one, will hold like 7 or 8 quarts, I think is what it'll hold. But I got 2 big ones like that, and then I have the big double stack one. She gifted me that. So people have blessed me, and I want to bless other people. So, if I can get these jars inexpensively and be thrifty and get them at the garage sales and get these supplies to teach these canning classes, it'll be a good deal, I think. I think it'll be a good process for everybody. So just wanted to show y'all what my thrifty, there's one other thing I got, and I've been using it. It's why I don't have it in there. I got a jar lifter. I got another jar lifter. I paid $1 for that. And I've been looking for a lot of canning stuff at garage sales because I knew I was coming up going to do these classes, because I thought if I could start finding some supplies for people, I could even maybe sponsor and give them some supplies. But people are really canning around here, or picking it up, that have never done it in a while. And so I used to could find a canning funnel. Every time I went into a thrift store, there was a canning funnel or a jar lifter, and they are nowhere to be found around here now. So that's good. That's good though. People are starting to can and getting back into it, and kids are learning from their grandmothers and their aunts and their mothers how to can, because I've seen some of my daughter's friends interested in canning. So just wanted to show y'all and share with y'all my thrift store haul. And I made out like a bandit on this one. So thanks for visiting with me, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.